All right, walk us through what we're looking at here.
This is kind of a spot that I built. I guess I'd call it my home for now.
You got a door.
Soon to be torn down because of the sweeps.
Yeah, here.
But it's somewhere I could keep my belongings somewhat safe from, I guess, random thieves out here, and you know.
I mean, this is pretty incredible.
I mean,
you got
it's
a door.
Kind of spacious.
Yeah, it's very spacious. I mean, you got some skills.
Yeah,
you're a builder, you know. So
yeah.
it's like, it's amazing. Tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised here in Washington, Renton Valley Medical, and then raised. I really lived everywhere, kinda. My mom was a struggling single parent, and we moved around a lot. So.
Any brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I got one older sister.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys close? You and your sister?
Yeah.
What'd you guys do for fun growing up? What sticks out?
Well, growing up, we didn't really get along too much. It was not till, our adulthood, I guess I would say, that we kind of came closer.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Right.
Well, within that moving around, was it the same school district, different school districts, just like?
Different school districts, definitely.
Like all over Washington?
Yeah, pretty much.
What were you doing in high school?
High school is kind of when it settled down, and I actually made it through high school all at the same school.
Oh, nice. That's great. A little stability.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you guys doing in high school? Skating, sports? You and your crew?
Yeah, I rode bikes and skateboarded, really, I was a stoner.
Yeah, totally. Well, after high school, where does life take you?
Well, I joined the Concrete Finishers Union I was in that for about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and journeyed out through that. And then kind of, it's a hard, back-breaking career, and it kind of led to opiate use. So,
well, let's talk about that. That's an important piece, I think, because I can't even imagine that. The concrete. So you're like, everybody's probably working there is back problems, shoulder problems, just hard labor, in other words.
Yeah.
And was there like a certain incident that happened, or was it like a progression?
It was kind of just a progression thing.
And was it in the culture, like everybody was kind of doing it, or how does that happen?
Yeah, kind of. I think more like my foreman kind of, got me into it or something.
Say it again? Oh, the foreman.
The foreman,
Gotcha. I thought you said Mormon for a second.
No.
I was like, and that's when you kind of started using for the first time?
Well,
besides like marijuana or something, I don't know.
Yeah, kind of.
And tell me about that journey. Like, what was that like?
Well, he used pain pills a lot, so he introduced me to him, and from there I treat it as a treat every now and then on the weekends, and then from there it kind of progressed to getting high before work and
right
at work, and then I guess I'd say I'd have to have it to go to work, and
Yeah, sounds like addiction,
yeah.
right? And so you did that for 15 years. Well, you were at that place, did that for 15 years?
Yeah.
And then how did that end, and why did you decide to get out of the concrete business?
Just it took a toll on my body, really, you know. So I went into like remodeling houses and stuff, like pretty much a handyman, you know,
Gotcha.
general contractor.
Gotcha. But you didn't go to school for any of that stuff? Just learned on the job or something?
Yeah, pretty much just self-taught.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And well, what year was this happening?
I'd say 2010,
Okay.
something like that. I don't know. Is when I 2010, 2015 or something like that was when I switched over.
Gotcha. And how was that for you, like doing the construction gig?
I liked it because I pretty much made my own schedule and stuff, and then, you know, it's I wasn't doing the same thing every day, so like so it was always something, you know, something new, you know, so I didn't get burnt out on it as fast. So
Yeah. And was this all in Renton area or down?
no, just you know,
Everywhere.
surrounding areas around here, you know.
Gotcha.
A lot of jobs were up north here, so like, you know, Seattle, Kirkland. Just it's kind of why I decided to move up to this, because I was commuting from down south a lot.
Right. And so how long, because we talk a little bit, that progressed, you were saying that you had your own company eventually?
Well,
Or what happened?
yeah, me and my buddy kind of started up our own thing, and I mean, we were licensed and bonded and everything, and
Nice.
but it wasn't nothing big. It was just me and him, you know, and we landed a few like decent, you know, remodels and stuff, or, you know, kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, or, you know,
Yeah.
build a mom and pop house down in the basement or something.
Yeah. Right. And then how long were you doing that?
Me and him done that for about 2 years or so, but we were working for a guy for a while before that. That kind of, you know, I guess got us into it.
And then we were talking earlier, you said COVID hit.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, COVID hit, and pretty much no one wanted people around them, you know. Everyone went into, you know, isolation, and
Yeah. Now, that's this time when you were working with your buddy, were you housed or unhoused?
I was housed. I was living here in Seattle at the tiny homes.
Okay. So what was that transition of, like, you know, when did you get in a tiny home and why?
I kind of got into it when I moved here to Seattle,
Okay.
because my buddy had lived up here, and like I said, I got tired of commuting, you know.
Okay. So you went from where you were into a tiny home.
Yeah.
Right. On.
Well, I lived in Federal Way with my girlfriend at the time,
Okay.
and
Gotcha.
yeah.
And then you were saying also earlier, you had a girlfriend, but you got kicked out of the tiny home. Tell that story. During COVID, I guess.
Yeah, well, during COVID, we weren't allowed to have guests, and it kind of still, I guess, to this day, they don't allow guests, which I don't get, because COVID's kind of over, you know. And well, I invited my girlfriend over one day, and I got kicked out for having her over.
And then where did you go when you left?
From there, I kind of stayed in my car for like a few weeks, and got a lot of tickets for parking, and
Right.
ended up getting it towed by Lincoln Towing, and
tell me about your car. You had a nice car.
yeah. Well, it was a Jaguar. I spent a lot of money on it, actually.
And from the tiny home, and then you start living in your car.
Yeah.
Would you say that's like the first time you became unhoused? Felt like,
yeah,
I don't have a place.
pretty much, yeah.
And then when you lost that car, got towed.
I built a spot behind Michael's. It was like pretty much a pallet house I'd call it. It was maybe the size of 2 tiny homes, but it was pretty nice. I mean, from my construction experience, I kind of, gathered materials from, job sites and what I had left over from, jobs that I've done in the past, and so I built that, and then I stayed there for almost 2 years.
Right, like through COVID kind of
Yeah.
times, right?
Or a little after COVID.
Or after COVID, right?
Yeah. And then one day the city just posted, and they came and bulldozed it through, and they pretty much threw everything in mine away, so I had to, start over with just the clothes on my back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when they bulldoze it, did they say, hey, Eric, we have housing, you want to go to housing, back to tiny home, shelter? Did they offer you anything?
They gave me like a 3-day notice, but they count the day that they posted it and the day they show up, so really it was like 1 day.
Wow. Like one full day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, on the 3rd day when they showed up, they offered me to go to a shelter for the night, which I chose not to because of I mean, you have to be there at 7 o'clock at night and leave by 6 in the morning,
So it's just a bed to sleep on, basically.
Yeah. And I was looking for something more permanent, kind of,
Right.
And I mean, I had some belongings still, like that I did get out of there, like some of my tools and stuff that I grabbed.
But it's just like what you can carry?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I got my generator out and whatever tools I piled on top of it.
right, and then they just throw everything goes in the garbage.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much, yeah.
Well, so after that, where'd you go?
I stayed in Inner Bay for a few months and got, from campsite to campsite, got swept a few more times, and it's just been a constant struggle since then, really,
Until you got here.
Yeah,
more or less.
which I just got here like a week ago, and I'm getting swept again.
Yeah, 2 days, Thursday.
Yeah.
Sweep here and under the bridge.
So it seems like, I build these tents and stuff, and it takes me a couple days sometimes, and by the time I get maybe to thinking I can get some rest or something, I'm getting kicked out of them.
Yeah. And where are you gonna go? Is the question. Did they offer you like, hey?
Someone actually did show up today,
Oh, nice.
and they had me fill out some paperwork, but we'll see where that goes from.
Yeah, right. Fill out some paperwork. Well, I mean, my hope is, well, it's just like, let's just talk about that. So you fill out paperwork, and you don't know where it goes,
Yeah.
but you're getting swept on Thursday. And how does that person come in contact? Do they come back Thursday, hopefully, and say, hey, Eric, thanks for filling out this paperwork. We got you a place. We'll see.
No, not usually, but hopefully it's a little different this time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that they have been making a lot more progress in getting, helping people off the streets.
Yeah. And if you got housing, what would that mean?
It mean a lot. I mean, I get back on my feet, go back to work, and probably work on my recovery of not being a drug addict. And
Yeah. No, totally, it makes sense. I mean, that's why it seems so important, right?
Yeah.
So you can have your stuff, not have to worry about it getting taken
Yeah.
or swept, and then start working on other things.
Right.
Makes sense. Eric, is there anything that you'd want to say to the people of Seattle?
Like, what do you mean by the people?
I mean, just in general, that's a good question. So what I'm doing is trying to humanize a lot of folks and to go like, hey, this person has skills, he has talent, he wants to get back to work.
Yeah.
He needs housing. How's it being? What's it like being unhoused? How are you treated? And from my perspective, everyone is different.
Yeah.
Everyone has got a different story and a different take on housing and all kinds of things. So if someone looks at this, most people who see this are housed.
Yeah.
And this say like, this is something you may not know about the unhoused community or just your perspective.
The community does, I guess, treat us a little different. I feel like they kind of single us out, and I've been kicked out of stores before I even walk through the door. Just kind of, I guess, on, they kind of profile you before,
What does that feel like?
It's really upsetting, kind of, because like, I mean, I ain't going in there to steal stuff or anything, it's just, I think some of it's like cases of mistaken identity, but I try to explain that to them, and they're like, no, you're that guy that comes here every day and does this, and,
Right.
And I kind of, show them like, hey, that ain't me. I got money. I was coming here to, purchase some items from you guys, and
they still won't let you even buy from their store.
No.
Yeah, that says a lot about the stigma, right?
Yeah. So last time it happened, I contacted the Better Business Bureau and made a complaint.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good, great. I think that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Anything else come up?
No, nothing.
Good to see you, man. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing part of your story.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Hope you get some housing.
Right? It definitely helped,
Yeah, totally. Cool, man. I'm gonna get that little mic, take a couple